The judge will have a tough time at sentencing trying to figure out what an appropriate sentence is because it's not a crime you usually see. There's not much to compare it to.
Former police officer Derek Chauvin was found guilty on all 3 charges against him for the murder of George Floyd. The verdict came after about 10 hours of jury deliberation. La Crosse County's district attorney says based on Minnesota guidelines like a person's prior record and age, it's likely he won't serve the full sentence. Just hours before the verdict was read in the Chauvin trial, a black teenager in Ohio was shot and killed by police officers. Columbus police say they were responding to a 911 caller who said someone was trying to stab them. Department officials say 16-year-old Micaiah Bryant was attempting to assault 2 people with a knife and are calling for calm while the incident is investigated. Protesters were in the streets well into last night demanding justice for Bryant's life. The La Crosse County Board passed a resolution declaring racism as a public health crisis and several actions to combat the issue. Those actions include making racial equality a core element in the county's policies and procedures and building alliances and partnerships with organizations that confront racism. The resolution first passed at the board's Health and Human Services Committee last week.
The idea is not to think of it as a one big thing, but to think of it as little things that you stack all together to make something that's pretty spectacular.
Today, Mitch Reynolds will begin his first day as mayor of La Crosse. Bright and early, he says one of his top priorities is addressing the ongoing PFAS contamination on French Island. Floodplain infrastructure and housing issues are also at the top of his list. He says he's excited for the opportunity to work for the people of La Crosse and ready to earn their trust.
Temperatures right now starting off pretty chilly. Most of us in the upper 20s to low 30s across the board. We do have some light winds blowing in from the northwest. They're not making too much of a disturbance, except for when it comes to wind chill. Wind chill's making us feel about 5 to 6 degrees cooler than what it really is right now.
Governor Tony Evers is investing $50 million into Beyond the Classroom grants to support learning opportunities and mental health programs for school-age kids. The grants will provide nonprofit organizations that serve kids with funding up to $500,000. $25 million will be used for summer programs, and the other half will go toward programs during the 2021-22 school year. The grant money is coming from the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 and will be given out by the Wisconsin Department of Administration. There are still plenty of COVID-19 vaccine appointments available in our area. Weber Health will be accepting walk-ins today, starting at 1 in the afternoon at their La Crosse clinic. And in Monroe County, there are openings today in Sparta and tomorrow in Tomah. Now, you must schedule your appointment ahead of time in Monroe County. You can head over to our website, news8000.com, for more details. Onalaska High School junior Jessica Randall, who advocates for sexual assault survivors, is turning her recent efforts into a year-round survivor clothing project. The clothes Randall has collected since February will be used by sexual assault survivors who often have their clothing taken into evidence after reporting the crime. Her effort was a big success as she delivered more than 700 pieces of clothing to Mayo Clinic's sexual assault nurse examiners, and she plans to do the same for Gunderson Health System.
Seeing how that we can bring those historical aspects into the future and what we can use for Lighthold Music.
Lighthold Music is giving a facelift to the Tillman Furniture Building, which was built in 1890. Lighthold purchased the building and moved into it in April of 1964. The new renovations are uncovering some hidden gems the owners were unaware of, including a prism glass found behind the store's red sign. This piece of history is being featured in the store's new sign, giving it an authentic touch.
Now we're starting off the morning pretty chilly, most of us, going to hit the 30s by 8 a.m. By noon, we rise to 42, and by 5, we hit our daily high of 47. But the good news, the rest of this week is looking warmer with highs in the 50s, 60s, and get this, 70s.
Sounds great. Thank you so much for sharing your morning with us. We hope you have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow morning.